I wish I could recommend that you buy Rage 2. I wish I could tell you it is full of excellent content that you will enjoy for hours on end. I wish I didn't have to make this video explaining why Rage 2 is full of wasted potential, but I do, unfortunately. I mean unfortunately in the most literal sense, because I really like Rage 2. I do, at least in terms of the combat and the gameplay. The story is nothing spectacular, but it's okay. The lore of the world is interesting. It's not near as deep as some post-apocalyptic games that you may be familiar with, but the world is well built. There's tons of locations to explore. Of course, outside of the story missions, there's not really a ton to do, except go around and kill stuff and loot stuff. And the combat is really fun. I did an entire video highlighting how excellent the combat is. I'm telling you right now, the reason to play this game and stick with this game is the sweet combat, the sweet guns, and the sweet abilities that you pick up as you progress through the game. Every movement, every action, whether it is reloading, switching weapons, running, dashing, climbing ladders, sliding down ladders, every action is really well designed, really well optimized. Nothing feels clunky or janky, and there's no waiting around in terms of the action and the combat. But that just makes it all the more disheartening that I have to basically say that this game wasted its potential. Where are the side quests where you discover fascinating stories of people who live in the wasteland, or stories about what happened before and after the apocalyptic event? Where are the NPCs that you can have conversations with, real conversations, and grow to care about and try to help out? Where are the choices that you can make that affect the lives of characters you've grown to care about? Where are all these things that could have fleshed out this world and given it so much depth, and yet all it is basically is a giant battleground with some story quests to motivate you along. And the story quests are pretty good in my opinion, but on the other hand, there's so little to them. By comparison, if you take the entirety of the story quest that comes packaged with Rage 2 and compare it to a game like The Witcher 3 or Fallout 4 or Skyrim, basically the amount of content that you go through in the entire story quest in Rage 2 would add up to about Act 1 of one of these other games. What's essentially the end of the game for Rage 2 would be a major turning point in some of these other titles where additional things would begin to happen and you'd be able to branch out in other directions and visit other areas. So yes, the combat is amazing and fun, the abilities are amazing and fun, and to have that within the context of a truly fleshed out open world game could have been something absolutely amazing, and I find very few things more disheartening than wasted potential. The what could have been. This could have been amazing. So thanks for that, Bethesda. id Software, slightly disappointed. Big fan of your studio, slightly disappointed. And Avalanche Studios, I can't really comment on them very much. But now get ready for the real slap in the face. Have no fear, everybody who is criticizing Rage 2 for not having enough content, which is pretty much everybody. Guess what? Rage 2 has an entire live service style content rollout calendar. That's right, we have ourselves a live service single player game, which is an actual thing that exists because this is gaming in 2019. Now, we know why they do this. They want to keep you interested in the game, and they want to keep you playing the game over time so that they can continue to monetize you as a customer. And yes, Rage 2 has microtransactions. So far, they're entirely cosmetic and non-intrusive, and so I haven't had much to say about them. In fact, on our Discord server, I think I praised the fact that they were non-intrusive to the point that I didn't even know where the store was until I deliberately went looking for it. And you can buy Rage coins with real-world money to buy these cosmetics. Frankly, I don't typically gripe too much about microtransactions in single-player games, even if they're non-cosmetic, just because people are free to do what they want with their own money. I don't really care. You know, as long as it's not in my face, as long as it's not intrusive and bugging me to buy stuff all the time, I don't particularly care. If someone else, wants to pay a little extra for some bonus things, I'm okay with that. Really, and if they want to do something like this where they're giving you free updates for the first few months after the game is released, just to keep you playing, keep you engaged with it. Actually, I take that back. I do have a bit of a problem with this. These world events, these wasteland challenges, this new ride, this new car that you can get. Why is this stuff not included in the base game? I mean, that's really the problem here. It's not that they want to keep updating it and giving you new challenges and things to do. If you want to keep doing that for a year or 2 years or 10 years after you release your game, continually adding new content for people to do, fine, that's fantastic. That's great. But if you have all these ideas for things we can do, why weren't some of them included in the base game to flesh it out and make it feel like more of a full game? So I do have a bit of an issue with this, but I would have less of an issue with it if there was a lot more content in the base game. And I hope that makes sense because I'm going to move on now. This is where it really gets good. And by good, I mean disgusting. We've got paid DLC, this Rise of the Ghosts expansion with new story, new enemy faction, new weapons and abilities and vehicles, and new areas to explore. Okay, all of that sounds great. Paid DLC. It's already got a title. It's coming in August. August. So the game launch was in May, okay? And let me just draw on my high school calculus here. June, July, August. Okay, so that's 3 months. 3 months after the game release. So in May, they release a game that has an awesome world and awesome gameplay, but very little actual content. And you pay full AAA price for it. And then 3 months later, they're going to release actual content that you have to pay extra for? I don't know about you, but I love paying full ticket price to watch half a movie, and then getting told that in 3 months I can pay again to watch the rest of it. And even then, you're going to have to wonder, is this going to feel like a full game? By most estimates, you can complete Rage 2's story quests in under 15 hours. Some people have said they've completed it in a lot less than that by just blasting through it. I completed it in 23 hours, but that span of time includes a ton of exploration, going around finding all of the weapons and abilities, because, I'm intent on producing content for this game, so, I wanted to find all these things, plus just a ton of exploration and grinding to level up my abilities and weapons and things. But that grind didn't have to just be a grind. There could have been story there, there could have been side quests there, and there weren't. There could have been characters, and there weren't. It's just go here, kill things, find stuff, move on to the next location. That is the grind. And it's not entirely unenjoyable, but it does feel empty after a while. But now you're going to be able to pay for more story 3 months after the release of the actual game. Okay, now the main game costs $60 US. If you bought the deluxe edition, you get the Rise of the Ghosts expansion included in that, plus, a few other minor add-ons that they threw in. So that's an extra $20 if you buy the deluxe edition. Buying it separately, who knows, let's say $20 to $30 US. So now you've paid $90 US for what might be a story of half-decent length. But then they've got another expansion coming in the fall. Fall starts in September and goes through to December. So we're talking within 6 months of the game launch, you've already got 2 paid DLC expansions. Why were these not part of the base game? Give me a freaking break, Bethesda. This is garbage. This is absolute nonsense. You release a game that has very little content where you had other content planned. And let's say that the second expansion also costs $30, so now you're paying twice the price of a AAA game just to feel like you're getting your money's worth on your initial investment in the original game. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely absurd. And it's a damn shame because Rage 2 is actually pretty fun, but I'm going to say please don't buy this game yet. If you want to play it, wait for a really good sale, or wait until they release all of the content as one package somewhere down the road. Otherwise, you're just not getting your money's worth. That's about the bottom line of it. And I'm not kidding. I'm not joking, I'm not playing it up when I say that I really do enjoy Rage 2. But I can't support this kind of nonsense. I can't support another Anthem-style rollout on a single-player game. And speaking of missed opportunities, this would have been a fantastic game to include some kind of co-op or multiplayer. They don't have that, and yet they're doing this live service crap. Bethesda, get your shit together. I'm done. Talk to y'all later. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, sub, and hit that notification bell, and then check out some of these other videos. Find the link to our Discord server and other important stuff in the description below.
Rotate.